Welcome to the Spa Hive. I'm Julie Pankey, and I've teamed up with two of my business besties to flip this hive and spill the honey. We're dishing out the juiciest insights on business, life, and everything in between, with a side of sass, a sprinkle of nuttiness, and plenty of laughs. Whether you're here for spa tips or just a little life inspiration, we've got the buzz you need. So grab your favorite drink and get ready. Things are about to get sweet and sticky. Good morning and welcome back to the Spa Hive Business Bestie podcast. Good morning, MaryAnn.
Good morning, Julie. Good morning to our listeners. How are you, Julie?
I'm great. I'm really pretty good.
Oh, all right. There's a little thought that went into that. Pretty good.
Yeah. I mean, I did have a procedure at the beginning of the week, so I'm waiting for results on that. So, of course, that weighs a little bit on your mind. So when I said I'm great, I was like, well, I do have that one little thing that I'm thinking about. So I'm pretty good, almost great.
All right. Well, you know what? We'll take it for today. How about that?
Every day can't be great.
This is a very uplifting podcast, everyone.
Some days we don't feel like every day is great, but
that's
at the end of the day, it is great.
Hopefully we're going to bed.
And waking back up.
Yep, that's the goal.
Yeah, so I wanted to tell you about a funny story. Last night, I went to a holiday party, and I went with some of the managers and supervisors of, that famous well-known spa that I work with.
Yes.
And so there's lots of parties, right? I feel like I'm always telling you about different parties.
Yeah, you're always going to a party over there. What is going on?
I don't know. We do it right here.
Yeah.
And so we had just gone to a party in November, which I guess was like an end of season party where there were like raffles and prizes. Of course I won. I won a 2-night stay to a really great resort in New England. I'm not going to say where, not going to give any details.
Oh, well, that's no fun.
Mostly because I don't remember at the second. But then last night, there were more giveaways at the party, but not as many as they had last year. So I guess I feel like they broke it up between the two different parties. So there were 9, I think it was 9 or 10 giveaways, and there were 6 of us. And so I didn't know what everybody put there. So you fill out a raffle ticket and you put it in the thing that you want to win.
Okay.
So the first person, put their thing in like number 2, and it was super confusing and she didn't win. And then number 3 came up and they called her name and she's like, I didn't put it in 3. So it was super confusing.
That sounds fun.
Yes. And in the end, she didn't win. And that's not the funny part of the story. So then my item came up and it was item 5, maybe. I don't know. It doesn't matter. And so it was a crazy gift that I wanted to win, but I figured there probably wouldn't be as many people trying to win it.
Right.
Because it was like a coffee bag, like a tote bag with full, like chocked so full they couldn't close the bag with goodies, stuff, various stuff. I still didn't look through it, but I thought, stocking stuffers.
Yeah.
But the big thing was a cashmere, like a navy blue cashmere throw. Like a $300 throw.
That's nice.
And I just bought a new couch that's going to come, when we get back in the spring. And I needed a navy throw. So I put my name in that one. So they go to pick it. They're like, okay, number 4, whatever it was. And I go, Julie Pankey. And she goes, Julie Pankey. And so at my table, they're like, you win every single time. I'm like,
You
woo!
do.
So I got my thing. And so Katarina's like, can you help me win? We know Katarina, she's an
Yes.
avid listener to our podcast. And so she had her number, whatever it was, 6. And I said, so she goes, okay, number 6, winner of, it was a 2-night trip somewhere in Massachusetts, a nice hotel with breakfast. And so I go, Katarina. And she
Yes.
goes, Katarina? She
Oh,
wins.
wow. Wow.
So the next person, well, there were 2 more people, and I didn't say their name, and one person didn't even remember what they put their thing in for. So I asked the other person, well, what number is yours? And he said number 8. And I said, okay. So then she goes, number 8. And it was a trip, 1-night trip stay to somewhere in Boston. And so I spoke his name. I said, okay, let's see if I can do it 3 times.
3
So
for
I
3.
went like this and I said his name and she read off his name.
Wow.
I should have stopped to buy a lottery ticket last
I
night.
know, right? Well, let's see. What can you say my name for today?
I don't know.
That's exciting. All right.
Isn't
So
that crazy? So
yeah, you're like an
now they're
oracle.
like, my boss is a witch. That's like, I'm like, no, it's because I put good things out into the universe and good things hopefully come back.
Yes. There you go. I love it. That's funny, Julie. Wow. Well, I bet they were happy with you last night.
I know. I will say other departments weren't happy. They're like,
Yeah.
coming over like, hey, what's going on over here?
Yeah.
Does the spa like walk away with everything
Yeah.
always?
It's the vibes. It's the vibes you put out.
I think it is the vibes that we put out. Let's talk about today's episode. We're going to be talking about the 3 things that I'm not deciding right now as a
Yes.
leader.
We're recording this pretty much in real time, right? We're at the middle of December.
Mm-hmm.
And we need to figure out, what are we not deciding now? What are we saying no to? What are we, kind of putting in the quote unquote parking lot
Right.
for the new year?
Exactly. So if you're like sitting here listening to us, writing out your to-do list, all the things that you have to do in December and thinking, I literally have to decide 900 things a week, press pause.
Not on us.
Press pause on that to-do list.
Yes.
Because December really doesn't need more decisions. Like,
Absolutely not.
we're at the place, and we're talking to leaders, right? And I mean, I guess kind of in our lives too, but we're not going to give you life advice right now. But as a leader, I feel like we're in a place that, gosh, I hope that you made all the decisions that are going to impact the last month of your business before today. And so to save your sanity, which is really like the Olympic sprint of the whole year in the service industry right now.
Right. Yeah.
Think about like, what are the 3 things that I don't need to decide on as a leader right now? Like, what are those 3 things?
Showing up to work. That you still need to do. Yes.
Well,
So it doesn't.
if you're like Katarina, she wants 2 days to go on her weekend getaway that she just won.
Well, you know what? You should give her those 2 days, okay? That's what I say. That's what I say to Katarina. You deserve it, and you won it. So the first thing that we are not deciding in December is we're not going to change systems right now, but we are going to observe them. So, Julie, what type of systems are you not changing? What would you not change right now?
I don't know. No.
Okay, cool.
Funny story that last December, this spa that I'm working with, we completely revamped our POS system, our SpaSoft. We went from
Yeah.
SpaSoft software to SpaSoft cloud. And then this year, we've totally revamped our phone system. So whoever's making these decisions, which is not me or any of the spa team, let me say, stop trying to change the systems in December. I mean,
Yep.
someone showed up yesterday using the new phone system that we have, crying. It's very, very overwhelming because we already have crazy things going on in our lives. And then you come into work and you're trying to change a whole new system in December.
Yeah.
People, practice what we're preaching here. Don't do that in December because it throws people for a loop.
Yeah, absolutely. I
So
mean, I
I
think,
say any new systems, right?
yeah, I think I mentioned it, I want to say before Black Friday, like at the tip of November. And that was, if you're not selling gift cards online, figure it out now.
Right, right,
But
right,
that was then, like
right,
that ship has sailed. Do not do it to your staff to try to change systems right now. And, in most businesses, not only, especially in spas, right? Because you're
right,
still pretty busy right now. And also, like your clientele that comes in now could be even more demanding, right? Because in
right,
their
right.
personal lives, they're dealing with 8,000 holiday things.
Yes.
So not only are your staff having to deal with, probably demanding clients more than usual, but it's just not a good time to, bring in a new phone system.
No, it's not.
Mm-mm. Bad idea.
But, it's a good time to see what might be broken, right? And it's something that we
Yes.
talked about a while ago about our gift certificate system not being perfect. And I said, you know what? It's October. Like, we've got to suck it up. You got to make it through the year. And if you don't like the way the gift card system is, that's fine. Let's address it next year so that when we're going into next busy season, but now is not the time to
Yeah.
address it. So I think that it's a good opportunity to see what might not be working or things that might be challenging, like kind of watch what breaks, watch what kind of holds you up or
Yeah.
falls apart. Watch who steps up and who doesn't.
Mm.
But don't make hasty decisions in December, mid-December. December is for your data, recording data. January is for your decisions.
Mm-hmm.
Don't you think?
Oh,
I don't go on a diet in the middle of December. I mean, I got a plan of how I'm going to be eating better, but I'm not going to announce that I'm going on a diet right now
wow.
because I'm
Right.
setting myself up for failure. In my head, I'm going to be like, I am going to mentally prepare for all my parties and do a good job at taking care of myself because that's what's important. But if I'm like, I'm going to lose 30 pounds before January 1, watch out. Guess what? You're setting yourself up for failure. And guess what? You're setting your teams up for failure if you're trying to change the game right in the middle of, I don't know, what's coming up, the Super Bowl. You made it this far.
Wait, what month are we in? Why are we talking about Super Bowl?
I think it's January, the Super Bowl, so it's coming up
February,
sometime.
right? It's
I
usually
thought it was
February.
January.
No, it's usually near George's birthday, which
Well,
is
that must
February.
be the beginning of February. I'm going to Google it.
And so far, I
February
failed myself.
8th.
See, I told you.
All right, what's number 2, MaryAnn?
All right. So this is a great one for me today. I'm not making decisions from exhaustion. Fatigue is not feedback. So this
I
is
can
going to
tell you this has taken me years to learn.
yes. Yeah, absolutely. And It's a really good tip for me today because last night, as I told you before we hit record, the little Penelope was up for 2.5 hours between the hours of 2 and 4:30 a.m. So today
And
is not going to be, I know, and we have like a big day. We have some exciting things we're going to do, but
well, she's
today's
gonna
not
be
the,
sleeping through it.
I know she's going to be so cranky. It's going to be wonderful. I mean, why not bring the Christmas cheer early? But let's not make decisions from exhaustion, right? So when you are down and out, right, it's not the time to make big decisions. Julie, when
No,
did you learn this lesson in life?
gosh, there are so many times that I should have learned the lesson.
Ha,
But I think the very first time that I learned this was probably when I was diagnosed with Graves' disease. And, I was like, I'm not showing up as the best version of myself because I'm pushing myself too hard.
yeah,
And, there's a version of me that shows up when I'm tired. And
I
she's
love that
very,
version.
she's very dramatic. And she's the one that walks in and is like, we've got to change everything today. We've got to, everything is wrong. Like, we need to take control right now. We need to take it back. I'm changing the entire, department. I am breaking off relationship with 3 vendors. I hire my spiritual advisor. Maybe I go black for a while, right? I
Yeah.
like go to an island. I don't want to talk to anybody. I not on social media. I'm like, don't talk to me. Don't call me. I don't want to talk to anybody. But I think that, I'm better at that now.
Yeah, well, I definitely think, what was it, 2017, right? And wasn't it right around there was an event, right?
Yes.
We were
Yes.
hosting one of the Spa Hive events,
Yes.
um, where we get our namesake from.
Right.
And I remember like afterwards, you really had some troubles.
I did have some troubles. And, I can be so intense at times.
You don't say. Huh.
Although I feel like I've mellowed some since 2017.
Yeah,
But, I try to tell myself
I can be intense sometimes.
I need to hold this decision off until I have a full night's sleep. I've
Yeah.
eaten some breakfast and maybe had a glass of water.
Yes.
And let's see if I would make the same decision. Would I still
Yeah.
fire that vendor and tell them never to call me again?
Right.
Maybe.
And you might. And you might. And you'll feel even better when you give, even if that's still your decision, you're going to feel better about that decision if you give it a second, right? And I feel like that's a lesson that you have to kind of learn in life. And not all the time do you have the ability to take a second. We realize that
Right.
some decisions have to be made right then and there. But when you can, it's very important, just like you were saying, to give it a night, make sure you've had a full meal and some water.
Well, that's what
Because
I
it's
was just going to say. MaryAnn always asks me, did you have any water today? I mean, now I'm hydrating really well because my Aura Ring's charging. But
Mm.
because of my Aura Ring, my readiness score was low for a while. And so I started like tracking the things that I was doing and not doing using my AI. And my AI is like, girlfriend, you're not drinking enough water, and that's going to change your whole readiness score. Because I was drinking like 40 to 50 ounces a day. Now I'm drinking 80 ounces a day, and it 100% completely transformed like the way that I'm sleeping and when I don't do it. So my body must be super sensitive to stuff because, I'm very particular.
You're a delicate flower. You're a delicate
I
flower.
know. My body is so sensitive. So if I don't hydrate one day enough, my score goes complete wacko.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
MaryAnn used to always say, "Have you had anything to drink?" And lots of times I would say it would be like 1 o'clock, and I'm like, "No,
No,
right? No, 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 I
I would just
didn't."
pass
So
out.
So I think asking yourself, did you sleep? Like, what are reasons that you might be off, feeling tired and, exhaustion sets in, and why you shouldn't be making a decision? Like, did I sleep? Did I hydrate? Have I eaten? Am I spiraling out of control? And my favorite is this a decision that future me would be happy about? Or am I then going
Ooh,
to have to clean up my mess later? And if the answer is no, then wait till tomorrow. Like, is it an emergency that you have to make a decision today when you're not
right?
feeling it? Like, wait to tomorrow if it's not, life or death, which hopefully in business for most of our podcast listeners, it's
It's
not.
not life or death. I mean,
Right.
unless they're a doctor, right?
Yeah, I wonder, doctors that are listening to us, drop us a line. We'd love to know. We'd love to
We'd love
hear
to
who's
know.
listening to us. We'd love to know what careers and, people do that listen to us. We should do
Yeah,
that on social media. Although
that's a great
sometimes
idea.
people people don't respond to us lots of times, but
It's because it's consistency. You have to keep asking.
yeah, we'd like to know what people do because then we could tailor things a little bit more to you. Like if most of our people are entrepreneurs, women in the spa, health, wellness industry, well, then we're right on target. But
Right.
if they're
I mean, if
mostly dog
they're,
walkers, we've got to change a little bit.
that's true. If they're mostly doctors, I'm going to have to start studying a little bit more.
Yeah, but we don't have to make any decisions today.
No, no, we're not making any decisions today. All right, Julie, what is the third thing? You're not deciding as a leader right now. And I think you
I'm not
struggle
just,
with this. I think you struggle with this.
why? Just because of the voice message I left you the other day?
No, no, from a pattern, not just one.
I am not deciding what 2026 looks like yet. December is for noticing. So I'm not deciding what it looks like yet. But we've got a strategy call to talk about what 2026 is going to look like.
In January.
Yeah, I know. You try to put it off till January. I like to get it done.
I know I put it off to the
This is a
second
big
week of
one,
January.
though. I know. So, like, what's your big vision for next year? People start to ask that, right? What are my goals for next year? What's my big vision? What's my 5-year plan? What am I building? What am I launching? This, because we follow a lot of entrepreneurs, I'm like, stop launching. Like,
Yeah.
launching is so 2021. People aren't
You're
launching.
cutthroat this morning. Stop
Huh?
launching. You're cutthroat this morning.
I know, and I'm not even that.
Did you have your herbs?
I did. I woke up at like 5
Oh,
and I
gosh.
had them then.
Wow.
So here's what we know. December is not the month for shaping our future. It's the month for paying more attention. And I feel like each of our three centers on that. Collecting data, paying more attention, instead of forcing, and I force this. Like, I ask myself every single day, like, what is my purpose? Like, trying to force, like,
Yeah.
what are the things that I should be doing? And why doesn't it just appear to me? Like, am I doing what I should be doing? And I make it like this really big dramatic process.
Again,
But instead of forcing,
who knew you could be intense? I had no idea. You're
I
like,
have two
don't insult
speeds.
me. Don't insult me, MaryAnn. Yes, you do have 2 speeds. Just 2. Just 2.
So instead of forcing clarity, right, and being like, what's wrong with me? Why don't I know these things? ask yourself maybe a few questions like, and we should do this. I mean, we've got some good videos coming out, but we skipped this one, I think, or one like this, but like what lit me up this year?
Yeah.
What made my team, like our teams, more productive? What has my body told me?
That I need more
Um,
sleep.
how do I feel like more in flow? Like what makes me feel more in flow? And what did I outgrow
Mm.
without
Yeah, that's
even
an important
noticing,
one.
right? And MaryAnn knows this at the end of the year. I mean, there are things that I'm like, I have 2 speeds in most things. And I'm like, done with it. Nope, we're done with it. Like, people keep asking me when we're coming back with our Spa Hive in-person events.
I know.
Spoiler alert, probably never.
You're so
I never
dramatic.
say never. That's why I say probably.
We're gonna wait till our January call.
I said probably.
Yeah, great. You'll say something different in January.
Yes, I probably will because I'll be all in my goal stage.
Yes. Oh, great.
And maybe the Spa Hive events, right? They just look different.
Well, right. Yeah.
Who knows?
So I think what we want to remind you is, especially these next 2.5 weeks, right? It's about protecting your clarity, energy, and your leadership bandwidth during this season.
Right. I mean, I feel like December is maybe like your rough draft, right? Your outline. And then January is when we make our fine-tune edits. So let's leave you with this. What decisions can wait? What choice would be clearer with just a little more information? Little more distance, little more December quiet. Write it down. Give yourself permission to hold it tightly. You're not procrastinating. Like, I feel
Yeah.
you. I know when I'm in a holding pattern, I'm like, I'm doing nothing. But we're not, right? We put that on ourselves. You're preserving your leadership bandwidth for when the action really counts. Take it easy. Know that you're doing everything the way that you should be doing it. Take time for yourself. Enjoy the December moments. Don't be too intense. Take an afternoon nap if you can. We always feel
Please.
better after a little power nap. Love
A
it.
little CS.
We're going to do some posting on social media to see if we can find out what industries our listeners are in. So we can use that in our strategy call so that we plan for a successful 2020 when we meet about it in January, not now.
Not before, Julie Panky.
And as always, we'll look forward to seeing you again here live next time in the Spa Hive. Thanks for sticking with us as you always do. Never know where we're going. Sometimes get a little loopy and crazy. Just never know. But we're so glad to have you here. And especially in December, we want to say how grateful we are for our listeners that stick with us and love our business bestie dynamic.
Bye, Julie. Bye, listeners.
If I've piqued your interest, even just a little bit, about the Spa Hive, good news. You can learn more over at our free Facebook community. That's right. Head on over to Facebook, search Spa Hive Professional Community, and join me, my Spa Hive board, and over 400 other spa, hospitality, and wellness professionals there. The community is always free, chocked full of tips, tricks, and educational content to serve you. Look forward to seeing you there.